start with Motel of the Stars. The fire here is a bonfire at night, at nearly night, at the foot of Grandfather Mountain. The time is 1997, and it's the eve of the anniversary of the harmonic convergence. You know the harmonic convergence. Well, tell us. I like others to do it, so I don't have to.
We're close to it. There's a place not far from here.
Really?
Is that right? I think so.
It's like an alignment of planets predicted by the Mayan calendar, foretelling a time of universal peace and love. Man, I sound so like New Agey, don't I? I'm not, I swear. The speaker in this scene is a woman named Lori Llewellyn, and she's gone to Grandfather Mountain. She plans to climb Grandfather Mountain at daybreak and scatter the ashes of her lost lover, whose name is Sam Sanderson. He was killed 10 years ago to the day in a Marine Corps helicopter accident. She can just glimpse the Ferris wheels that meets the skyline of the distant carnival grounds. She's only been here since the afternoon, but she's heard murmurings about the carnival, commercialism at its most banal, a sacrilege. She will never forget one carnival, a Paris Ferris wheel. She will never forget how she and Sam Sanderson once drank red wine and rode the rocking airborne cars until 2 a.m. Her plan now, at dawn on the day of planets and convergence, she wants to climb Grandfather Mountain and remember Sam again, remember him once and for all. The crowd is huge, and above it there's the scent of wood smoke and tie stick, curries and Moroccan stews. They're Indian mystics, shamans, spiritual adepts, leaflets which advertise medicine wheel ceremonies, kiva, sacred rites, vision quests. There are sales in reading the future, the past, in rebirthing and interplanetary lives. She's wandered the field again and again, then offered palm readings to determine patterns for her next cycle of 7 years. Tarot decks abound. Egyptian, Chinese, Mother Peace, or hypnoses to encounter her previous incarnations. Rebirthing means a yak wool blanket on the ground and a woman who encourages couples to hold one another and let go and let God. And UFO stories. I was taken, she overhears a woman with fiery hair who's selling her memoirs say, right out of my bed to a council of elders from an unspecified galaxy, and that was when I felt my son quicken in my womb. Since afternoon, yeah, it is kind of funny, isn't it? Do you know those people? Since afternoon, there's been dancing, furious drumming, stamping of bare feet in the center of the field on the tamped-down grass, and a chanting straight up at the hot, clear sky. Come down, shine down, sun, moon, stars. Sweat-drenched women who removed their shirts and danced bare-breasted, necklaces of shells and coins swinging from their hips. And after that, a contingent from the southwest led a processional pretending the Day of the Dead. They were wailing as they carried a bier laden with sugar skulls and roses and a model of planet Earth. And now they are dancing. They have danced singly and in pairs, in 3s and 4s and more. Lori Llewellyn took the hands of a man with a black fedora that had seen better days and let herself be twirled as he swung her until the field careened, a dizziness she wanted. She wanted to dance until that tight knot in her gut, the one she felt for 10 years, loosened and disappeared. To dance until her blouse was transparent with sweat. To dance and she could throw her head back and laugh like that woman there, like that man, the one who took her hands and sashayed with her right, left. Instead, she thought of the way her palms felt, marked by the touch of strangers. Now it is nearly dark. Someone's playing a flute, and she hears the fretful voices of children. When are we going home now? When are we going home? Near the bonfire, a circle has gathered for a storyteller. So she wraps a blanket she's brought from the car around her shoulders and settles on her ankles and thinks about time. Time. She remembers Sam Sanderson and how they once had to wait for a bus from Varanasi. It was so hot she sat by the roadside drinking barely cold sweet drinks as hours passed into hours. Sam demanded of the ticket seller, when exactly would the bus be there? She asked a man with an empty rickshaw what time it was. Time, he said, asked the blind one. From the other side of the fire, she can see the face of the storyteller, a tall man in a bearded robe. His face is black and white, a stark paint. He raises his arms, the robe spread wide. This will be a night of souls revealed, he says, a night like the dance of ghosts. She sees that he's looking this deeply, not at her, but into her, into others huddled near her. A night of songs and disguises, he says, of winds and mountains. The wind is cool and it's a scent of earth that makes her want to cry, but she can't. She pulls the blanket tighter around her and wonders whether, if she tries hard enough, she could disappear. The storyteller talks about the earth, mica that sparkles in the sun, coal, granite, sandstone, rough, smooth, slick and shifting, the shapes of the earth, about a summer sky, its naked blue, about water, how it has no shape until you hold it in your mouth. He talks about seeing all these things with more than the eye, with the third eye, with the eye at the center of the self. He talks, and his voice is the sound of the color of charcoal. It catches in her throat, makes her want to speak. He chants, sings the story of light. The time light was stolen from the sky by an old man, and only Raven, the trickster, was brave enough to steal it back. She knows Sam Sanderson fell through a hole in the world and couldn't climb back out, a black hole. She's seen it many times since he died. It's a dark foreign eye, the square when the computer screen shuts down, a hole torn in the ozone, carcinogens falling through like dust in sunlight. And the rim between continents and cultures, a virus, insidious and quick, could find its way into anyone's veins. A plane could appear out of nowhere, slam into a tall building where people are doing meaningful things, loving each other, selling stocks and bonds. Nothing is left afterward but a hole that collapses in on itself, story after story, like the storyteller says, the world's salvation. She wants to remember a time when light saved her, fireflies in a blue mason jar, candles and sandbags on the edge of some lawn, phosphorescence by the edge of the sea. Wants to remember lightning and its charge in her own hair, how vast the sky is in the black shape of a mountain and the reddish moon. She can almost hear planets sliding through their courses in space. So that's that example.